Hi, I'm Jan Overduin, Organist Emeritus at First United Church in Waterloo, Ontario. On November the 4th, 2018, a Canadian First will happen right here at First United Church, seems appropriate, and you are invited. Fantasia Apocalyptica, a work for pipe organ recently composed by Don Knuth, a composer, a computer scientist, an organist living in California, will see its Canadian premiere right here on this magnificent Gabriel Kney organ with yours truly at the keyboard. That concert is a ways off, so I'd like to give you a sneak preview of this remarkable composition and give you a bit of a behind-the-scenes introduction to the art and craft employed by the composer in its creation. In the Christian Bible, the book of Revelation was written by John of Patmos, who was living in exile at that time for his Christian witness, banished to a lonely island. One day, he receives a life-changing vision that shakes him to the core, like being struck by lightning. You probably did not recognize that piece, but my guess is that you do know it. It's the most famous piece of organ music of all time by Bach, but it was played backwards. The original goes like this. Why? Well, the vision foretells the future events. So time is being turned around, upside down, topsy-turvy. Plus, in Fantasia Apocalyptica, Bach is quoted whenever something is said to be true. According to the composer, Fantasia Apocalyptica is a somewhat literal translation of the ancient book of Revelation. What does he mean by somewhat literal? Well, I found that at times the translation is actually amazingly literal, and at other times is just simply amazing. Some verses are easier to translate than others. For example, any reference to stars or the heavens is translated by the use of the organ's Zimbelstern stop, as Stern is German for star. A horse is translated as a galloping rhythm, ta-da-dum, 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 and as a whinny. If it's a white horse, it'll be played on the white keys. If it's a black horse, it'll be played on the black keys. Those are easy. A red horse or a pale horse, well, that's a little more tricky. I'll give you a hint though. For the red horse, Santa Claus. And for the pale horse, Bruce Springsteen. Let's take a closer look at Revelation chapter 21. Verse 1 sets a peaceful, meditative mood. The battles are over. Good has triumphed over evil. John of Patmos sees a new heaven and a new earth. And for this, the composer borrows music from another composer, Charles Gounod, who wrote an oratorio in which there's a section called A New Heaven and a New Earth. And it has this passage, a series of descending major chords, all new, unrelated to each other. And in Fantasia Apocalyptica, Don Knuth does much the same thing. Now, this is a very intentional recognition of the inspiration that Don Knuth admits he received from significant musical works by other composers that were directly inspired by the Book of Revelation. At the mention of the New Earth, Don Knuth borrows again from another composer, Antonin Dvorak, from his, you may have guessed it, New World Symphony, again, two totally unrelated major chords. And in Fantasia Apocalyptica. In verse 2, the author describes the New Jerusalem, the holy city, coming down from God out of heaven. The city theme is now in a major key, the pure key of C major. And with the right foot, I play the first line of the well-known hymn, Holy, Holy, Holy. And the composer has a specific holy theme, a simple 5-note melody, like this. That's holy, and taken from Tchaikovsky's Second Symphony. So here they are, all of those three things together: city, holy, 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 and the holy motif. The city is adorned as a bride for her husband. The composer uses his bride motif, an allusion to One Heart, One Mind from Leonard Bernstein's West Side Story. It's a veiled allusion, only a little bit of the accompaniment, just when Tony says, I take thee, Maria, and Maria says, I take thee, Anton, like this. At the same time, in the left hand is the God motif, a major sixth up and a major third down. So together. Verse 3, see, the tent of God is among humans. He will make his home with them. The God theme is repeated 6 times to suggest the dwelling. 6 times. And it's anchored to the middle C below, creating the picture of a tent. While with the left hand and the feet, I play harmonies based on Gounod's oratorio, the part where the choir sings, behold, in this church, God dwells with man. So the two together. In verse 4, we encounter the motif for pain. It's a short, long, kind of 2-note pattern, Scottish snap, a loose imitation of saying ouch or ow, something surprising. It's followed by the motif for no, and that's 2 short notes, staccato notes, also a loose imitation of saying no way, no. So pain, no, no more pain. While with the right hand, I play a quotation from a contemporary cantata by Bradley Ellingboe called Revelation, where the choir sings, he shall wipe all tears from their eyes. That's the right hand, and the left hand, the pain. At the same time, the swell box is being closed. A specific organ technique suggesting that you're doing away with something or literally closing the box on something. The musical motif for eyes is playing octaves together with both hands, because you have two eyes and they always move together. And with the feet, I play a descending scale, which also is a picture of burying something, getting rid of it, removing it. So you put all this together, eyes, closing the swell box, a descending bass, and you get a very moving translation of the text, God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Those last four bars are adapted from an anthem by the composer John Stainer, where the choir sings Tears from Their Eyes to almost the same music. Here's John Stainer. So here are the first four verses of chapter 21. A vision of a new heaven and a new earth, and of the new Jerusalem, and of God among us. Dieu parmi nous. I hope this gives you an idea of the creativity behind Don Knuth's Fantasia Apocalyptica. I have been asked to give the world premiere in Sweden next January, and I look forward to giving the Canadian premiere on November the 4th in 2018 here at First United Church. I invite all of you to come. I hope to see you then. Thanks for watching.